What is up, y'all? It's your old pal Charlie Chainsaw, and I don't usually do videos like this. This is actually a first for me. I've always wanted to do videos where I'm on camera and, talking instead of doing the typical YouTube clips or, everything else I do, TikTok, whatnot. Usually it's all just DBD clips and there's no real interaction with the actual person playing, aka me, unless it's on Twitch. So, I'd like to get into this, and I found this is a good jumping off point, mostly because I had no clue how to start these, where to start in terms of these kind of videos until now. I was trying to do a player test beta match to get clips for YouTube about, I'd say, 45 minutes ago. 30, 45 minutes ago, something like that. And this is the result. I recorded this entire match because this is a very good point. It's a point that I hold dearly in the Dead by Daylight, system, I guess you could say, in terms of how things work and the toxicity and everything else. So my point of this, and you'll see it in the video, is why flashlights should be nerfed. And I'm going to explain all that, but before I do that, I would just like to say I came into this wanting to make clips of the Dredge, the new killer, and just kind of get an idea of how he works, just exploring. I wasn't looking to 4K. I wasn't looking to, kill everybody, get blood points, anything like that. This was more of a explore, interact, just like this locker thing, which I think is amazing because you can hide in lockers. Imagine being in the killer shack or the basement and have to question, hey, is the killer going to pop out at any second? Keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it's adding a whole new level to the game. But, like I was saying, this was to see how the Dredge works, etc. Now, I ended up with a SWAT team of survivors. They're all a team. You could tell. All with flashlights, which is my point. But before I say that, Dredge is an amazing killer. I honestly love the idea of it. It's a combination of a few different killers, and I always kind of compare new killers to previous killers because there's always like a combination of abilities that kind of remind you of, like basically a mishmash of various killers for the new killer, I should say, if that makes sense. I might have said that wrong. Like for instance, the Dredge has an ability similar to Demogorgon and the Hag where it can teleport. It can also blind, which, there's a few different elements of the game, Tinker or whatnot, that can make you essentially blind. This is on a different scale, though. This isn't about comparing different killers to this one or not, though. It's about flashlights, and you're about to see why. You're starting to see it already in the video. I've been playing this since 2018, at least. I got my PlayStation in 2017. Didn't start streaming. Well, I've been streaming on Facebook for a long time. Didn't start streaming on Twitch with DBD until about a year or two ago. But I've had my PlayStation since 2017, so I started around the time the Pig came out. Now, 2018 till now, I have not seen anything really go on with flashlights. They've nerfed toolboxes, boons, which was recent, med kits, everything else. They've added items, flashbangs, etc. They've never done anything with the flashlights. And this is ridiculous because you get a team like this, and they click, and they're annoying, and they go out of their way just to blind you without having any need to. They basically have a free reign with this item, and it allows them to be toxic. Now, we all know Dead by Daylight doesn't mind toxicity. In fact, they encourage it. They've come out and openly said camping's okay. Which, debatably, that's, reasonable because 4 people versus 1, it's kind of balanced in that way. But it's unbalanced on both sides. On one side, you have survivors doing that. On the other side, you have killers who can just sit there like Leatherface and just down everybody if you dare try to get somebody off the hook when they're camping. So it goes both ways. Everything needs a slight adjustment, which is why during the anniversary event this year, 6th anniversary, I am so glad that they said they're going to rework a lot of perks. Definitely need it. You can get by stuff like Dead Hard and Barbecue and Chili. There are counters to them. There are counters to flashlights, but not on this scale. Now, The one thing I think they could do to fix flashlights, which they'll probably never do, and I've had arguments, countless arguments with the, Dead by Daylight community on various message boards, comments on Facebook, everywhere, that they need to nerf flashlights in this way. And everybody, the elitists, the toxic ones, always go, no, they never need to be. You just need to get good. There's a difference between getting good and a difference between common sense. And common sense says, if something's broken, fix it. The way I think it needs to be fixed, and this does make a lot of sense, is when you use a flashlight, it lasts so many seconds, just like a toolbox, just like a med kit. They call them charges. But there's several items in this game that blind and all that. Flashlight type items. You have your flashbangs. You have your firecrackers, which are event items. You have, can't remember the name of the perk. It's a Jill Valentine perk. Blast Mine, I believe it's called. That lets you blind if somebody hits a generator. And then you have flashlights. I might be missing one there. Could be wrong. However, you see how much blinding is going on here. This is ridiculous. Even for a max build of flashlights, this is just unreal, pure unadulterated toxicity. The way to fix this is to add a use similar to the flashbangs and firecrackers, but on a slightly higher scale. Flashbangs, firecrackers, you drop them once and you don't have them no more. Now, you don't have them, so you have to either get more or you're done. They need to make it in sets of charges. Max, maybe you get to use the flashlight 3 times. You click it, and unclick it, that's one button. It would reduce the flickering. It would reduce the toxicity and the going out of your way to blind. And it would add a new level of urgency to the game, because you'll have to question if it's a good time to use your item or not, instead of just saying, haha, I can flicker, I can do this, I can do that. That would be the best way to balance flashlights in this game, and it's desperately needed. There are so many people who want to play this game casually and just have fun, and they can't because of stuff like this with flashlights. Now, I know the names of the people who I was playing this match with are in here, so please don't go and, find them on Steam, whatever. If you're some kind of vengeful person who says I hate flashlights, don't go after them. You'll see that I left the chat in after this game, and they were slightly toxic, but it's cool. They were having fun. No harm, no foul. But I think that's the way to fix this with the flashlight issue. Dead Hard needs a fix. Barbecue and Chili needs a fix. The Doctor needs an entire fix. Leatherface needs an entire fix. The Wraith is alright, but needs a little bit of tweaking. There's so much stuff in this game that needs tweaking. Survivors need tweaking. The boons need tweaking. The new boon, the one that gives you haste, needs definitely tweaking. It needs a buff. But anyway, that's my take on this whole flashlight thing. Honestly, I think it would make the game a lot more healthier, and it would give an extra urgency to the game. I appreciate you all watching this. This is my first video like this, and I hope you guys take something from it. Please comment if you have something to say about this. If you agree, disagree, I would love to hear your opinions on it. I just think that's the way to fix flashlights. And, if you like my content, please check out my clips. Check out my Twitch. I'm Charlie_Chainsaw. And all that. You can find it on my YouTube, my TikTok, my information. But yeah. I appreciate everybody who's watching this, and I appreciate you guys giving me your time. This is Charlie Chainsaw, saying keep on keeping on. Hopefully I do more videos like this soon. Alright? But yes, there is the chat there that I was mentioning. Very nice people, just having fun, no harm, no foul.